Second session, it's time for our audio clip quiz. There are three voices in this audio clip singing the Kannada Tilana. Any guesses who the three are? Right? No? Yes? Yes. And the lead voice? Yes, absolutely. It is the voice of the legendary Varvur Sri Ramaya Pillai, known as the Natya Kala Kesari, the lion among Nattavanars, accompanied by two of the best-known torchbearers and iconic gurus of the Varvur tradition, Swami Malai Sri Rajaratnam Pillai, my beloved guru, and Srimati K.J. Sarasa. They both started their careers singing for Varvur Ramaya Pillai. We now move on to the next session, day 2 of Sthiti Gati, session 2. We are extremely honored to have none other than the one and only Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam with us today to enlighten us with her exploration of the format of the Thematic Solo. It is presumptuous to introduce Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam, and nor is it possible to chronicle her achievements fully in the limited time available to me. Therefore, I will just be content to say that we are extremely proud and glad to have her with us today. To me, it means a lot, as I have known and admired Paduka since my childhood. And who better than to talk about the Thematic Solo format than the trailblazing pioneer herself. Dr. Padma revived the Banika style of presentation where one artist depicts various roles. All her presentations under this category are extremely popular, in great demand. Who can ever forget the magic of Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha, Ramaya Tubhyam Namaha, Kamba Ramayanam, Jaya Jaya Shankara, and so many others. We are eager today as students of Bharatanatyam to understand the reasons why she revived this format, what makes it different from a Margam, is it better than the Margam, and what would be its impact on the audience and its relevance today. Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam.
Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Let me first greet Krishna Gana Sabha for this year's conference, and especially greet our dear Dr. Srinidhi for spearheading this year's conference so beautifully, so gracefully, and so humbly. She has added one more dimension to what has been done all these years, and all kudos to her. I'm happy she mentioned our common guru's name, Varurar, just before I entered the stage. I felt like as though I'm getting his blessings. I also come from that Varur lineage. Sthiti and Gati, the constant and the continuous. What a lovely phrase. I don't know how she got this phrase, whether someone suggested this to Srinidhi.
The whole team came and we brainstormed it.
Brainstorm, okay. Wonderful brainstorm. If this is the storm, then it's most welcome, not the storm that we had. You want more lights? For me or for you? I would like to have lights for the audience. I want to see your faces. கொஞ்சம் audience light போடுங்களே. இது என்ன performance இல்லையா? I want to see how you enjoy or you don't enjoy what I speak. Sthiti and Gati, to come back to this. Before I start actually speaking about the Ekarta, Ekaharya concept, this concept of Sthiti and Gati takes me back to the commentary on Natya Shastra written by no less a thinker, philosopher, Abhinava Gupta, whose 1000th year we are celebrating in various parts of India. He was a Kashmirian. When he was writing a commentary for Natya Shastra in Kashmir, Rajaraja Chola was creating sculptures relevant to Natya Shastra in Tanjavur. Abhinav Gupta is a commentator for not only Natya, for Kashmiri Shaivism, for Tantra, for philosophy, for poetics, and also Natya. And this concept of Sthiti and Gati is something which he has elaborated on. While he is writing the commentary on the 4th chapter of the Natya Shastra on Karanas, the most important concept is Sthiti and Gati. Karana is a combination of Sthiti and Gati. Without digressing much, I'll simply try to explain this as Sthiti is a static posture, Gati is a movement. You have a combination of these two, even in the Adavas. You have the Mandi, Aram Mandi, which is Sthiti. And you have the Adavu moving in that posture. So you have Sthiti and Gati. This is what we understand. And more from, out of personal experience, I feel that Sthiti and Gati has different dimensions, purely physical and even spiritual. We won't go into all that now. I have to stick to the theme and time. So the Gati part, I think Srinidhi thinks that my introducing the solo format with what we call Ekarta, one theme connected with all the numbers, and Ekaharya, Eka Aharya, in one costume without wearing the costume of Rama or Krishna or Ravana or Kamsa. The artist brings out these characters and portrays the situations. This is Ekaharya and it is Ekarta. I must confess one thing. There have been many occasions when I had out of my own self, out of the blessings of Kriya Shakti, I had brought out few new things, thinking it is new, but then found reference to it and even the name to it when I studied some later texts. So it was all God's wish. It is not as though I wanted to be different. I never thought of that. If I happen to be different, it is only because of the passion that I have for heritage, for understanding, because right from 14th year I started teaching, and I found, reading some texts on my own, I found there is a tremendous gap between theory and practice. And my life's goal became to bridge this gap between theory and practice. That is how everything started in me. And this concept of Krishna, well, I'm mad after Krishna. I think all of us are. Aren't you? I mean, won't you agree with me? If you agree, please say yes loudly. Yeah. Here is Krishna Bhakta, V.A.K. Rangarao. It so happened that, I've never performed for weddings because I don't like the floating crowd. So I never used to perform, but Padma Narasimhan from TTK's family was celebrating her son's wedding. Padma Narasimhan was not only, she was a extraordinary intellectual and spiritual personality. She was a disciple of Swami Chinmayananda and Swami Dayananda, and I also happened to be disciples of both of them. And for her son's wedding, she said, I have to dance. And she said, I want you to dance everything on Krishna. That is how Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha blossomed. Then I had a thought to it. I said, okay, Krishna is Purnavatara. I wasn't going to do a program chronologically, not from the time he was born or anything, but then I was looking at Krishna from various angles, as a child, as a baby, as a naughty child, with all the mischief that he grows. Then the musician, the dancer, the person who could easily kill asuras, the lover, the person who cheated all the gopis. He gave an impression that he is close only to each one of them, but he was not sincere to any of them. This is what Alvar says. Because the worst ego is the religious ego. You think God is close only to you. You forget that you are part of the whole. And taking this from Alvar's great literature in Tamil and Sanskrit, and Krishna the friend, who could be a better friend than Krishna, friend in need? He was the one who protected Draupadi when there was a need. He gave full abhaya for her, and then the preacher. So I was looking at Krishna as a real Purnavatara, and this is what Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha was and is. Very surprisingly, this is something I performed in 1973 for the first time. And still there is demand for this performance. And I know one person, Sri Y.G. Parsardi, who had seen at least about 45 Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha performances. I used to ask him, Pachana, are you not bored? I'm doing the same songs again and again. Aren't you bored? You're simply coming and sitting for Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha. He will even finish his drama earlier and come and sit. I don't want to miss this. Then I asked him, why? He said, no. Each time you perform, there is a new dimension to our understanding. You do something else for the same song. Then I told him, I'm telling you what I told him years ago. I said, Pachana, it is only because I'm not acting. I'm only reacting. What I see in front of me is what that galvanizes me to react. If I see the baby there, then I react. If I see my lover, yes. If I see the preacher, I react. So to me, Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha is not a performance, my dear audience. It's my own yajna. It is something I offer to him with all true devotion from the bottom of my heart. And I was so lucky to have Shamla. Every time I did that Achyuta, each Achyuta would be different. Even that refrain I'm talking about Srimad Bhagavatam, Rukmani's letter to Krishna. Mind you, the first ever love letter that was written in the world. It was Rukmani who wrote that letter to him, and she gives him directions as to how to kidnap her. Young girls should understand this. Don't miss out. And don't choose the wrong person. It is even more dangerous. Krishna was the right choice, so she was safe. If you don't get a Krishna, please be alone like me. I am the happiest single woman in the world. People say I sacrifice so much and I'm dancing. I said it's nonsense. I'm doing what I love. If I sacrifice what I love, then you call it sacrifice. I have not sacrificed anything because my only love is dance. My dance is my passion, and through my dance I understand the devotion towards Devam and Desham. These two. So this is how Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha was born. As I said, I'm always sucked like the hound of heaven. You know, God comes behind me and He sucks me to do a few things, and that's how. There is another story for Ramaya Tubhyam Namaha, how I did. And then each of my productions have a background. There isn't much time for all that, but one thing I want to say, when I did this solo Ekartha program, I was not aware of even the name Banika and all that. I must talk truth. At that time, I was not conscious. Then, when I was studying Dasharupa, and I understood there are 10 different types of dramatic presentations. One of those is Bana. It's a solo dramatic performance by a male actor. And later, some Uparupakas came up after Bharata, and among them you get the female counterpart of Bana, that is Banika. And what I did was Banika. I didn't get that name at that time. It's not as though I studied something and then did it. I performed and then found sanction in Shastra. Sometimes I follow Shastra for practice. Sometimes the Lakshya overtakes Lakshana. Both has happened in my life. Everybody may remember this Bhagavatam piece, Achyuta. That's where I emote differently for each verse for Achyuta. Actually, Achyuta is not the Pallavi. It's not the first word in Srimad Bhagavatam. I took up that name to make that the Pallavi. That is one literary, I would say, liberty I take with all the poets. I will perform that for you because Srinidhi wanted me to perform. These people are waiting here, so it shouldn't go waste.
सुंदर शृण्वतान्ते निर्विश्य कर्णविवरैः हरतोऽङ्ग तापम् रूपं दृशां दृशिमताम् अखिलार्थ लाभो त्वयि अच्युत अच्युता विशति चित्तम् अपत्रपं मे अपत्रपं मे त्वयि अच्युत अच्युता विशति चित्तम्.
Today's generation will not understand why immediately after I said Achyuta, I showed how shy I am. Because இப்போ வந்து பாய் ஃப்ரெண்டு இல்லை ஹஸ்பண்ட் எல்லாம் டேன்னு தானே கூப்பிட்றேன். அந்த காலத்தில் பேர் சொல்லிலாம் கூப்பிட மாட்டேன். நாங்கள் நான் அப்படி தான் பேசுவா. அதனால அச்சுதா அப்படின்னு ஒன்று ஐ ஷோ தட் emotion. It may not suit present generation. But if it suits, you will be more feminine. It will be more graceful. There's nothing wrong in being feminine. There is, you're blessed to be born as girls. And why should I lose my feminine nature? I don't have to dress or speak or move like a man to say that I'm your equal. I may be more than him intellectually. Sorry, male members, don't mistake me. You will also agree, I'm sure. என்ன வீட்டுக்கு போய் பாருங்களேன், யாரான மேஜர் ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்தால் only the wife has to solve. Well, coming to Ramayatavyam Namaha. By this time I understood Barnika is what I was doing. And I also traced the history of this performance with Ekartha. I told you about Barnika, and later during Maratha period, Nirupanams were composed by Sarfoji Maharaja, and these Nirupanams